Hi, Mama Tree here. I wanted to talk about something that I've had a lot of fun with over the years, and that's what I call folding time. So, for starters, quantum physics has helped us to understand that time is not linear. It doesn't happen in a straight line. And time and space together form a continuum or a mesh. And I'm not really here to teach about that. If you want to learn more about quantum physics, I suggest you look up Dr. Fred Alan Wolf. He's a very accessible, fun guy to listen to or to read. Anyways, so suppose you wanted to go somewhere. And this idea of folding time starts like this. You have a start place and you have an end place. And the distance between the two places is a very well established concept. And based on the average rate of speed that you would travel, it's also a pretty well established concept that's going to take you a certain amount of time to get across that. So for instance, when I was in college, I lived on the east coast of Florida and my parents were on the west coast of Florida, and given the speed limit and the number of miles, it was an approximately 3-hour journey to get from one place to the other place. If you remember that space and time in the quantum reality are slippery or timey-wimey and squishy-wishy, then you can sort of let go of the idea that it's going to take a certain amount of time because it's a certain number of miles. Those are really fixed, concrete ideas in our minds. But if we just let go of that and we get a little bit slippery, then we can sort of forget. For instance, try to forget what time you left and create an expectation that you're going to arrive at a certain time. So in the case of my 3-hour journey, suppose I left at 5, and by all established logic, it should be that I arrive at 8. But if I forget that I left at 5, just don't really connect to that idea, and then I maintain an expectation that I'm going to arrive at 7. And then this is important. Do not speed. Stay safe. Travel with the flow of traffic. Follow the speed limit signs. Don't break any laws. And just remember that time and space are pretty squishy. So you could actually kind of envision the space between the beginning point and the end point can kind of fold over. I called it folding time, but in this case we're folding space. And actually in science, space and time are kind of the same thing. So it's actually folded. There's now a ripple in the space-time continuum, and you can actually get from point A to point B in less than the established amount of time. Now I've tried this a lot of times in a lot of different ways, and here are some points that I've noticed. One is you can't really do this if you don't believe, or if you're with someone else who doesn't believe. It's just not going to work. The doubt is going to be a barrier, and it's going to keep things in a concrete proximity rather than a quantum soupy sort of squishy state, which is what you need for this to work. Second is the greater the distance that you have to travel, the more leeway you have, the more you can fold time. So it would not be at all safe or realistic to try and fold a 3-hour journey into 20 minutes. It's just, we're not there yet. But if you are on a 3-day journey, you can fold that down to like a little more than 2.5 days, something like that. So I would say maybe this suggests that there's a percentage of elasticity, and that probably has to do with the interface of our expectations about the rules of physics in a 3-dimensional world. Okay, so If you have any questions, find me on Instagram. It's at MamaTree17, or there's probably a way you can reply to YouTube. To be honest, I'm a total newbie about YouTube, and I don't even know for sure how to check the comments. So don't hate me if it takes me a while to answer you. But hit me up with your questions and I'll make some new videos about it. I've folded time probably 2-3 dozen times over the last 20 years, individually and in groups, and it really works. You gotta believe. Thanks, I believe in you. Have fun, be safe, don't speed.